Here we have a slightly used 2023 Infiniti QX60. And this one comes in the Sensory trim level with all-wheel drive. This color is Grand Blue. And then we have sandstone perforated leather interior. Now the powertrain consists of a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6 engine, and that's mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. And that gives us 295 horsepower, 270 pound-feet of torque. But as we come around to the front end here, I like that it keeps that same Infiniti sleek front end look, shares it with the QX50, Q50, all of that. Has that same kind of look, same grille, even the QX80. The LED headlamps and the LED daytime running lights look really good. But down here to the wheels, these are gonna be 20-inch aluminum. I like that design as well. Sorry for the leaves crunching, they're everywhere. But we get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors, which is a big plus. And I love this wood trim here, feels nice, looks good. And then I like the matching sandstone trim here. The power door lock controls are here. We have power mirror controls. We can pick a side, turn them on and off, and adjust either mirror. And then we can also power fold. Blind spot monitors are in those side mirrors. One-touch automatic up and down windows on all 4 doors. Rear window lock here. And then a Bose Performance Series sound system, which Infiniti makes some of the best Bose sound systems out there. Bottle holder storage, steering assist toggle, and we can change the info on the heads-up display there. And then power liftgate control. Hood release, power tilt telescope steering wheel. And then we do have our power driver seat with power lumbar support. But a huge shout out to Nissan of Cool Springs for allowing me to review this QX60 today. I'll leave a link below in the description. Now we do have the rear window blinds here. And now let's take a look at this rear seat space. I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. And similar to the Pathfinder, pretty impressive room back here because we do get 3 rows in this QX60. When I sit all the way back, my knees are not touching the seat at all. But then I can also recline pretty far back. So pretty impressed there. Then I can slide the seat back a little bit too. So to get that perfect seating position, let's say this is good for the 2nd row, we'll have more room for the 3rd row in terms of leg room. But over here we have our rear AC controls, so we can adjust our temperature here. We do have 3-stage heated outboard seats as well. And then each of these is for a certain fan distribution setting. And we cut the whole system off there. Auto mode, we can turn that off by adjusting the fan speed. And then we do have a 120 volt 3-prong household plug-in. You zoom in on that. And then we have a USB-C, USB-A charge port. Love to get the seat back pockets on both sides. Center seat folds down. Bottle holders are there. And there's a look at the 3rd row. Let's see if I can get a better look, but there's a sunshade for that panoramic sunroof. And then we do have a hanger hook here. We can hang 1 plastic hook, maybe 2 metal hanger hooks there. And I do like that this one in particular has the illuminated kick plates. That looks really nice. And then if you ever want to get to that back seat easily, pull up here, and then you can just step back in there. And you also have the option to hit this from the back seat as well. But you can see, not the best leg room, but it's usable for the kids. And then if you want to tilt that up, you can do that, hitting that button on the side. So fuel filler, capless fuel there. Premium's recommended, not required though. And then as we come around to the back end here, we have our LED tail lamps as well. And I love what they did with this trim right here. That looks pretty sharp. Let's see where the exhaust is. So there's that there. So again, they did a good job at hiding that. Now this one does have the tow package. It's like a $900 option, and that gives you up to 6,000 pounds of tow capacity. So that's pretty nice. Very nice, actually. And then we have first aid kit and all that underneath there. See if I can hold it up. And then pretty easy to fold this third row down. Just push that there. And then you can fold it up with that power latch here. So interesting setup. Yeah, that's very interesting. But at least we have something. Now, I can't remember if I saw that spare underneath. There's a glare, but the spare is right up in there. It's hard to see on my screen here. And then a roof rack there. I mean, it's just blazing hot out today. I apologize. And again, we can fold the right side flat, or we can tumble it up so that we can get that third row out of here. And then you gotta use your leg, get that back up. Ooh. But to the front passenger seat here, we do get that power with power lumbar. And then I'll show you what this button does in a minute. Netted side pockets there. Love that we have the store kind of handbag or small purse hideaway area. And then we have a lockable glove compartment here. Well, let's go ahead and look under the hood. And it's mostly covered up, but there's that 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6. Again, we get 295 horsepower, 270 pound-feet of torque, which we'll test out here shortly on the test drive. But for the most part, the paint and everything is held up very nicely, still looks fantastic. Now the miles are extremely low, so I wouldn't expect anything else, but at least I'm not unpleasantly surprised there. But I love the leather wrap steering wheel here. And here we have the screen. Let me turn this fan speed down a little bit. So we have front massaging seats, and I hit the on button. And to adjust those, you can actually go in here and fool with the speed, intensity, all of that. So super neat how you're able to do that. And then I can even power on that passenger side. And then it's just so many different configurations you can set up, whether you want refresh, relax, or lumbar. Now lumbar is pretty tough, and I love that. It kind of keeps my back loose, and then you can kind of, that refreshing one if you're on a long road trip, just kind of relaxes you, helps you on those longer journeys. But anyways, back to the radio itself. Navigation is here. You can add your home, points of interest, and if you want to type in a destination, you can just go by the street address, all of that. Or you can use voice recognition for that if you choose to do so. Now this is our home page, so that's the menu there. Of course, you can configure this a little bit. So that's how you can get to the massage settings from the actual home page. I hope this isn't blowing in the microphone, but SXM, traffic, sports, fuel, and then info pages are here. Now for audio, we do get AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth audio, and then we have wireless Apple CarPlay, and then Android Auto compatibility. And then to save your presets, just pick a station, hold the number you want to set it to, and it'll change there. And then for Bluetooth connections, to add a new connection, walks you right through it. But you gotta do it from your phone. I don't know why it's taking this long to load here, but while we're doing that, there's the backup camera guidelines. Follow you as you turn the steering wheel. We have that 360 view as well. So I don't know what it just did there. So anyways, it walks you through it, just tells you to connect through your phone. And then for your settings here, go into your sound. You can really get that Bose Performance Series system sounding right. I love how you can put the audio pilot on, the center point on. You can even toggle the surround volume once that center point's on there. And again, Infiniti makes, that's one of the things they're great at with their vehicles, is making sure that the sound system is on point. But in this other section here, that's where you can turn your distance or temperature units, language, and then you have your display settings there. But down here, a lot of fun stuff as well. Volume, you can toggle that there, turn the audio off by pressing the button. And then we have a tune, soft touch button, and a seek or track list soft touch button there. And I like how those are separate and they're both right there so I can use them. And then we can adjust our brightness using that shortcut there, or when it's up, we can actually adjust manually either way. Hazards are here, heated steering wheel toggles here, and then our rear control, we can toggle back and forth to that. We can turn the rear on and off, we can lock the rear, and then defrosters here, rear defrosters there. I like how this is set out actually, the more I look at it. But our auto mode, we can toggle that there and then turn that off by adjusting the fan speed, and then we can sync our system there. And we can just unsync by adjusting that temperature. And then for our modes, we can just go through where we want the air direction to go using that button. Again, fan speed, turn the whole system on and off there, AC toggle there, and then we have our diffuser there if we want to open or close the vents, excuse me. And then for the heated cooled seats, we do get that 3 stages for the driver, front passenger, and we can just click that and adjust there. And then I have a phone here on the wireless charging pad, and there's a USB-C, USB-A way back in there. And then drive modes, we can go through eco, auto, sport, and then we have a personal mode along with a snow mode. We do have all-wheel drive, so it's nice to have that. And then auto stop toggle here. To use the shifter, hit the button on the side, pull down for drive, and then you can tap for manual, and then tap up for neutral, and hold it, and then hit this button, pull all the way up for reverse, press P for park. And then hit this camera button, and that actually gives you the front camera there. And then we can use shortcuts here, so the map, we can turn that on, the audio, we can go to that. And then we have that home button as well, and then we can use this knob to scroll through or tap through the radio itself. Electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage, automatic brake hold. Center console cubby space, pretty generous. You do get a 12-volt USB-A. And then up here, sunglasses holder, rear camera mirror, settings over here, and then universal garage door transmitters are right there. And then I like how this is set up. So our sunshade is here, and then the actual sunroof controls are there. While I'm pushing that shade back, there are the dome lights. So hit that twice to get the shade all the way back, and then hit that bottom sunroof button, and you can slide that. And that's one touch, that's twice. And we can close that all the way. And there's a view of the back seat while it's closing. And then we can tilt it as well. But back to the steering wheel, we do have our blinkers, then low beams, corners off, and then we have our auto there. And then behind that stalk, we can adjust that gauge cluster brightness, and then auto high beam toggle right there, or high beam assist is what they call it. But then we can use that high beam, we can toggle that on and off, and then flash here. And then we have our automatic windshield wiper. So one time, this is the off setting, auto, low, high, and then we can adjust the auto sensitivity here. And then we have our rear wiper here, off, intermittent, on, and then pull back for that rear wiper fluid, push up for the front wiper fluid. And then paddle shifters are behind the steering wheel, which actually makes sense as opposed to when we get in the CVT with that manual mode or whatever. I love having actual paddle shifters to an actual transmission better. But volume controls are here. Then we can go through our gauge cluster sub menus here. And I love the animation on these. And then you can use this as an OK button and then start scrolling through. So you can fool with your heads up display, whether you want the brightness, the content selection, all of that can be fooled with there. And then you can hit that on and off to turn the heads up display on and off there. So I think I said it toggled your info, but it doesn't. I always forget that. That turns the system on and off. Then your info is actually set in here, and then you can reset it as well. But again, love the animations there, and then within each sub menu you can scroll with the bar here, all of your options. But track list or radio station presets can be toggled here. Hit this button, you have your shortcut menu, so you can actually go into each of these, and let's say you want to turn the lane assist warning on or off, the intervention on or off, you can do all of that, emergency assist, all of that. And then your sources, you can toggle those there, and then just take that off again. And then voice recognition, Bluetooth, gap adjust for the intelligent cruise, and then you can turn on that safety system there, and then set that cruise. See if we can zoom in on the heads up display. So there's that there. And then finally push button start. And then we have the key fob with remote start.